On this episode of Natural Living Homestead, it's a Chicken Mania Collaboration.
Okay, we're sorry for any wind that may be out here today. It is very windy, but it's very hot too. I think most chickens are docile by nature, and the Araucanas and the buffs and the barred rocks, they're all pretty docile birds. We have a cinnamon queen that runs up to you every time that we come in here because she wants you to hold her.
This is not our cinnamon queen.
No, this is who?
This is Mrs. Fluffy Cheeks. She is one of our 2 Araucanas left.
Now we have a new batch of Araucanas that are getting ready to join.
If you didn't know, but a while back ago we had the Great Araucana Massacre. Our dog, our black dog Pepper, got a lot of the Araucanas, and we had to process 4 of them. And now we only have Mrs. Fluffy Cheeks, and we have Shadow, and we'll show you her in a minute.
So, what helps to make your chickens more docile is spending time with them, holding them. And when you start off when they're chicks, all the way up till they're, full-size chickens. This is our 2nd year with chickens. So, I think we've been about almost 1.5 years so far with chickens.
She's our oldest. She's one of our oldest hens.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she's so docile like this. She's just so used to us holding her. But the other one isn't. Shadow is not used to us holding her as much. So we just have to get used to holding her a lot more.
And this what we're standing in right now, which is the duck hut, was really the first full-size chicken coop that we used. And we'll show you some video of when the chickens use this as a chicken coop. But nowadays they just use it as a day room to get a little bit of shade, and the ducks come in here at night, and then we put a pool of water in here for them, and fresh straw, and the ducks, this is their domain at night. So what Novalee's doing is throwing down some greens, and these chickens just love it. I think they gotta have the right amount of greens in their diet in order for them to even be able to lay the right amount of eggs.
That's why if you ever see us push mowing our yard with the bagger on the back, it's for these chickens so that it supplements the feed. And we save a lot more money like that.
Jamie over at Gilbrook Farm, I'll leave the link to her video, and she'll also be in the description box with the other videos. But she had mentioned that chickens are like a gateway drug to other animals and other birds. And yeah, they are, aren't they, honey? See those 2 ruined ducks over there? There's a male and a female. So that
Can I say their names?
Sure. I don't know they had names.
Yeah, the one with the green head. If you've ever seen the movie, we named it after the Guardians of the Galaxy characters. That one's name is Star-Lord, and that one's name is Gamora. We were gonna do it the other way around, but when Sierra found out that that one was a male, we had to name it Star-Lord instead of Gamora. So those are those two names.
And who do you have in your arms there?
This is the famous little Miss Fox. She is our most docile bird around here. She's our only bird that lays white eggs. So
She's a cinnamon queen.
Yeah. We have more, but they're, if you show them right there, they're really small. So, not big enough to lay eggs yet. So if we get a white egg...
That's a New Hampshire red right there.
So if we get a white egg, we know it's her. We know it was her that laid the egg. Thank you.
Now, that one is very docile. She comes up to us every time we come in the paddock, the chicken paddock, for us to hold her. So,
let me see if I can get one of the roosters. The two roosters we have in here are the teenagers, is what we call them. They're the ones that we hatched ourselves from our own chickens. We made some funny names for these ones. That's Prince Wiccan, right there. He's one rooster. And that's Little Woosta. Because whenever he was little, he would always peck us with his hands. So we gave him a gangster name of Little Woosta.
that's this one right here.
Yeah. And Prince Wiccan is somewhere under there.
Okay. But they're all fried chicken when it comes time.
I can tell you some of the birds that we've had for a long time because they're bigger. I'm pretty sure we've had this one from our starter right there. Where's our Moran? Do you know? We have one Moran. She lays the really dark eggs.
Well, we have a bunch of Morans now.
Her name's Little Barb.
That's the Moran right there.
Right there?
Yep.
Yeah, her name's Little Barb.
That's the Moran right there.
Yeah, right here?
Nope, that one. Right here.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Her name's Little Barb because, I don't know, she's just cute. Our other Morans are too small right now to lay eggs as like the other cinnamon queens. So, that's how that works.
So, Novi, what have we learned about chickens? I think we've learned quite a few things, haven't we? I think we've learned that when your backs of your chickens start to look like this,
She doesn't like being caught.
when the backs of your chickens start to look like this, that's a rooster, honey.
Where at?
That one?
Olive?
Yep, that's a rooster.
Olive's a rooster?
Yep.
What? Olive, you're a rooster?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I gotta go tell Levi.
Yep, Olive's a rooster.
Can I go?
Yeah, tell us all about this little bird you have in your hand.
This is a bantam, like, you know Draco, how he was a really tiny, tiny rooster. These are the hens of bantams, and what I like to call the two of them that we have is Broody Bantams because they're the ones that would always lay over, like, up to 8 eggs is what I've seen. And they're actually known for being very broody when you do research on them. So that's one thing.
So, if you'll notice, this bird right here in particular is missing a lot of feathers off its back. And that's because the roosters were always getting on top of them. So, as a word of advice, I can tell you, the minute you see that happening, if you're not wanting fertilized eggs for a particular reason,
It's time to process some roosters.
yep, time to call out some roosters.
We waited a long time, and I think that was a big mistake in our part. We waited a really long time.
That was a mistake. So, let's go over to the box here.
I'm trying to get Olive.
Let's not
Oh
disturb
my
these.
goodness!
How many eggs do you count? Let's not disturb them, though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 eggs.
10 eggs. So it looks like this is a favorite box for today for these birds.
It is. It's always been the favorite box. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 eggs in this one. We collect eggs every night whenever we come out to do the animals. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, there's also 2 eggs back here. No, 3. No, 4. Is that a duck egg? Yep, that's a duck egg, I think. 4 eggs back here.
So it's like an Easter egg hunt. That's pretty cool when you have chickens and you go to gather eggs. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Yeah. So when we had about 35 hens or so, I started off with about 30 of these white toads. About 30 of these white toads for about $3 a piece. And yeah. So, and they didn't need that many. And a lot of them were just laying in them and pooping in them. So now we use less boxes, and they all seem to lay pretty much in the same boxes. So you're not going to need as many laying boxes as what you think you may. So I can tell you this, when you start off with chickens, and you're going to mess with buying some small feeders and small waterers, here's my advice to you. Skip getting the small feeders and the small waterers and get the big ones right away. If you've got room when you're brooding them to have a big feeder and a big water, do that. If not, get something a little smaller.
Because you can reuse that for your other batches of chickens that you bring in. And then you save money doing it like that. There's a rooster. He's one of our newest additions to the thing. And here's the other rooster. Down here. Those hens are getting pretty big. Are you sure all of the rooster?
Yep. Here's the female right here. See the female right behind there? There's the female, there's the male. See the difference?
Oh my goodness.
There's another female walking
Oh,
past
there's a
them.
rooster.
So, something else we had experimented with was building Swingin Roost. I don't know why, but we thought that if we built some roosts that swing, chickens would like it.
Draco used it.
The Bantams used it a little bit, but as you can see, I wire tied it up there to the ceiling, and they're on bamboo right there. They had a couple different stages, you know, step up 1, 2, 3, and chickens didn't really like it. I think chickens like more of a solid roost. So, one thing that we use. Yep.
That's the first time I've seen him do that.
Do we get on top of that other chicken?
I tried to, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Holy crap, all of the rooster. I never would have thought a day in my life that he was a rooster. Well, guess how many roosters we have now? We have 3 of those Leghorn roosters, 2 Barred Rock roosters, and that we have 6 more roosters. Look at that hen in there.
Yep.
She's just laying down right in the center of the coop, right in the heat.
So something that we use for a roost in this coop is just an old closet door right there. An old sliding closet door. Turn it upside down with a brick on each side, and these chickens like to roost on top of that. They also like to roost on top of these logs. Just firewood right there. So you can let your firewood season right there in your coop by letting the chickens roost on that. Chickens don't, when they're in the wintertime, one thing they do to try to stay warm is they'll get their feet up underneath of them. And by doing that helps them cover their feet so their feet doesn't get cold and frostbitten. On the roosters, in the wintertime, we have noticed that the roosters can get frostbite on their combs. And
They deflate, is what they do.
if they get frostbite on the tips of their combs, those tips may freeze and fall off. Or die and fall off. We had one of our black Australorps that did that. So chickens are, if you're thinking about getting chickens, you know, start small or start big, whatever you want to do, whatever you think you can handle, whatever you have the infrastructure for. But make sure that you've got the infrastructure. We use deep mulches in our coop, and I mean, we just keep putting straw down, and we don't have any problems with odors or smells in our coop, even here in the summertime on a 95-degree day. So try to regulate the feed as much as possible to where you know how much they need per bird, half a cup of feed per day, and then you know how much you're giving them. But also too, if you can supplement with greens, you're going to have healthier birds, and you're going to have birds that lay more eggs and better quality eggs. So that's something that the birds in the egg markets aren't getting, is they're not getting the greens. So if you look at the birds that are in the houses that do nothing but raise them for eggs, and they'll sit in cages all their lives, they're not getting the greens. And I think that's what really makes a difference in the color of the egg yolk, is are they getting greens in their diet or not? Because I can tell you that when our chickens have less greens, like in the wintertime, our yolks aren't quite as orange as they normally are. But in the summertime, when the grass is growing again, they are. They're a lot more orange. So I think that plays a big role into it. Okay, so we keep our layer feed in a 35-gallon trash can. That makes it easy for us so we don't have to just keep refilling it all the time. Let's go ahead and close this up. And we also have Diatomaceous Earth that we add to our chicken feed. And we also cut it with some cracked corn. Now, the other thing that we do is we buy our feed as cheap as we can for anybody, 16% layer feed. This time we happened to get some organic feed that was 75% off. Now, this organic feed still came out to be, these are 35-pound bags.
$5.
$5.
$5.
Okay. So it was $5.84 for this layer feed, so that turned out to be 17 cents a pound, which is pretty good. The layer feed, generally 22 to 20 cents a pound is what I pick it up for, sometimes a little less. But we mix the layer feed along with the diatomaceous earth and some cracked corn.
Don't forget our homegrown eggshells that go with it.
Oh, that's right. We also mix our homegrown eggshells once they've been dried so that we can give them grit and calcium back into their diet. We have a video in season 1 about how we do the eggshells. You have to check that out. So they get a combination of different things to eat every day. Obviously, cracked corn is the cheapest at usually $5 to $6 a bag, sometimes $7.
1 scoop of layer feed, we give 2 scoops of cracked corn.
So, obviously, the cracked corn is the cheapest of all the feed. But we can't give them that exclusively because they need the other nutrients in order to lay the right eggs. Don't give your birds just corn only. That's my advice. Whoops, I almost forgot to put this in the video, so taking a second here to add it in. We use diatomaceous earth in our chicken feed in order to worm our chickens, and we just put it in their feed every single day. So if they do have worms, it kills them. Diatomaceous earth is very sharp, has sharp edges, very scaly, and when the chickens eat it, it doesn't harm them, but it kills the worms. It'll shred the worms apart. It's a natural, organic way to deworm your chickens. So that's why it goes into their feed every day. Also, an easy way to tell if your eggs have worms, if your eggs come out of their butt all poopy, they got worms. So that's why we have clean eggs that come out. The other secret is keeping clean laying boxes so that the poop that they do poop out doesn't get all over the eggs. So constantly keep fresh bedding in your laying boxes. It's another big piece of advice I can give you. You can look to some of our other videos right there. I'll put the link to it, to where Nikki did a video on how she keeps her eggs on the homestead. So that'll answer some other questions. We'll put this video in our Chicken 101 series, and hope you guys were able to get some good information out of this video. Thanks for watching.
Hope you liked our video. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video and want to see more like it, please click the like button. If you would like to stay up to date on all our new videos, please click subscribe.